doing. We understand that what liquid there is on the field is becoming icy, and that in part explains Elway's problems, that the ball is not only cold and wet but icy. As we look at the Coors Light tap of the Rockies, that's kind of appropriate, isn't it? Halftime statistics. What's your choice there, you men at the bar?
Well, I think it's the turnovers. That's the 2 turnovers have been huge so far, and the fact that Steve Bono seems to be able to throw the ball down the field with a little bit of success in these conditions, and John Elway's not.
One of the things that's consistent about these two guys, they know that in bad conditions they can still throw the ball.
Jason Elam sends it short. Tamari Vanover at the 25, the 30. Oh, this man is something. Finally out of bounds across midfield, and an injured Chief on the play. Well, we've got a taste of Vanover, a kickoff return for a touchdown, punt for a touchdown, reception last week for a touchdown. He's becoming a real force on this team.
I think the one thing that they have to do, and Phil and I talked about this at halftime, is no matter what you do, you've got to get the ball in his hands somewhere in this ball game, either short throws, long throws, but you've got to get the ball to Vanover.
That's right. He's playing receiver a little more this week, and I look for him in the second half to throw him some short passes because he's always a threat once he puts his hands on the ball.
Doesn't it make you itch to be down there in the snow? It's like being a boy again to be able
to. I can honestly say for the first time all year long, I'm glad I'm not on the field and up here in the booth with Paul McGuire. So,
yeah, he's giving me an itch.
Yeah, that's right.
They say Vanover stepped out at the 48 in Kansas City territory. Bono into the flat, complete to Marcus Allen, and unable to do much maneuvering there. May have lost a yard. Ray Crockett covering for Denver. Marcus Allen, WCV.
He's wily because he's a veteran. He's been in there a long time, knows what to do in every situation. He's crafty, has all those sly moves, when to use them. And of course, 13 years, he's a veteran. Like all of his counterparts on his team, the running back says they can't believe that an old man at his age can still be a running back in the NFL.
WCV. Bono throws, complete to the tight end, Derek Walker, and the former University of Michigan star close to a first down at the 43.
Well, this play here, more and more times you're going to see, now Simon Fletcher's the guy coming up, gets in Bono's face. These receivers, when they come out, the tight ends, they just release real quick and look real quick, because if the linebacker, Fletcher, that time, if they don't take the fake and there's nobody open, the quarterback gets killed.
That's right. I'll tell you what I like there, Paul. That's the kind of passes in these conditions. You got to look to throw short, safe throws where the worst thing can happen is they're incomplete.
Third and less than a yard. And it's Marcus Allen with a first down as he slashes to the 40-yard line.
Marcus Allen, this is our chance to do the second game. We did him last week. We watched him on film, and the one thing, Paul, and you talk about it, he just never seems to get tackled and going backwards. He's always falling forward.
You said something about him
an extra
before.
yard.
Yeah, you said something about him before. He doesn't let you get a solid hit on him. He's the kind of guy that you're going to get a piece, but that's about all you're going to get. He doesn't take a lot of big hits.
And the guy that Denver likes to have in there with a big hit, Steve Atwater, is not. He has not returned since leaving the field late in the first half. Shoulder injury was the report. First down at the 40, leading 14-7. Allen, 35, 30, and near another first down before Crockett could wrestle him down. 9 more yards for Marcus.
Right there was just another good exhibition of Marcus Allen. Why he's been so successful. Watch him right here. He'll come in the line. He looks. He sees nothing. Then he breaks it outside. Very patient. Waits to the last second until the defense is committed inside. Go outside once they've done that.
They gave him the full 10 and another first down. Inside handoff to Anders. They force him outside, and Simon Fletcher brings him down for a loss of a yard. And snow now making it a greater challenge for all the athletes.
Phil, that's snow. You know how smart Sims is? Yesterday he goes out. What a nice guy. Phil Sims goes out and buys Paul some thermal underwear, you know, to wear.
Well, we can't.
I'll get back to that.
Well, we can't hardly wait. That's what you call a real tease. Folks, I know you'll want to hear the end of that. But first, these words.
Brought to you by Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Dr. Pepper is just what the doctor ordered. By Magnavox. At Magnavox, we make technology people want. Magnavox. Smart. Very smart. By Jiffy Lube. If it doesn't say Jiffy Lube, it just isn't Jiffy Lube. And by Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately?
Welcome back. 12:19 left in the third quarter. Second and 11, Kansas City at the 31 of Denver. Play action, Bono fires incomplete. Derek Walker, the tight end, you could see him staggering to get good footing as he reached back for that one.
All right, let me tell you my story. Phil Simms, what a wonderful human being, goes out and gets me thermal underwear to wear here and nice gloves to wear, which I thought
Knew
was
your
wonderful.
size.
Got my size, did a wonderful thing with me. And then today I came in, you have your thermals on, I have mine, and old dummy here, you know where his stuff is in his bag. He said, boy, I can't believe I'm cold.
I played a year too long. That's all I can say, Paul.
Without a helmet.
Third and 11. Up the middle, Marcus. And Allen close to a first down as he slides to the 20. They'll say knee down where? Well, they're going to give him that slide to the 20.
I mean, you know that he's the only guy in the backfield, and watch Marcus Allen find his way through. Excellent blocking up front, first of all, folks. But then watch Marcus Allen. And at the end of this play, Phil, the nice part, up in the air, he knows where first down is, and he goes and gets it.
Good change up there right by the Kansas City Chiefs. Third and 11, you're expecting pass. They're running the football, trying to get in position for the field goal and get it down to, to short yardage.
Third and 11, they got 11 yards and a couple of inches with the slide and the first down. But check that, no, it's fourth and inches now, and Allen gets the first down. So he was just shy of the first down, but gets the yardage with 3 to spare for the first down into the 17-yard line. You know what makes this snow as you watch this replay interesting, that had Colorado, the Rockies, won the National League pennant, this would have been game 2 here in Denver. But fortunately, weather-wise, at least the reports were good from Atlanta, and you'll have that coming up right after our NFL action here on NBC, game 2. On first down.
Wide open field.
Carried himself and slides out of bounds with a first down inside the 10. Bono, who scored on a touchdown run of a yard. He's got 3 touchdowns running this year. Who would have thought that?
Yeah, but watch how they block everybody back to the inside. That's just outstanding blocking. Cash blocks back to the inside, and when he does that, Bono is free to run. He is a lot faster than you, Phil.
Well, he's a former baseball player, caught at UCLA 1 year. He knows how to slide. First and goal at the 8, leading 14-7. The Chiefs with the opening drive of the second half. Marcus Allen looking for rushing touchdown number 100, takes it to the 5. Lionel Washington with a tackle, former teammate with the Raiders.
Well, again, Marcus Allen really only gets a couple yards, but watch this. He breaks it outside. Lionel Washington misses the tackle right there and gets hurt. He's still down on the field.
So while they attend Lionel Washington, 10-17 left in this third quarter. 14-7 Chiefs. Quite a doubleheader next Saturday, the Breeders' Cup and Notre Dame Boston College, and some of the faithful here at Mile High Stadium as you see the snow and ice forming along the sidelines. Second and goal, Kansas City trying to build on a 14-7 lead. Ball at the 5-yard line. It's Cash in motion. Marcus Allen to the 1-yard line before they're trying to steal the ball unsuccessfully. They mark it just shy of the goal line. 3rd and inches.
And I guarantee you they give the ball to Marcus Allen if he stays in the ball game.
Allen was 61 yards rushing today. Many thought he wouldn't play today because of a bad ankle, and he's carried the heaviest of loads with Greg Hill just spot duty.
You know, Dick, you watched him for so many years, and how many times have you seen him in the big game?
We welcome those of you who've been watching San Diego, Seattle. We apologize for technical difficulties. You come at an interesting moment. The 100th rushing touchdown in the great career of Marcus Allen. 100 yards rushing. Only the 4th man in NFL history to hit the century mark. And Kansas City takes a 20-7 lead in a snowstorm in Denver.
I mean, isn't that beautiful? He wanted to do it last week. He said, I got to get this thing off. Now I can play football. He plays football any down anyway, but he would like to have gotten it done a week ago. But there's another interesting part about Marcus Allen, 100.
Here's a try for point by Lin Elliott. And it's 21-7 Kansas City as the Chiefs score on the first possession of the second half.
Well, they love this play in Kansas City. 14 blasts. Marcus Allen right up the middle. Goes over the top when the defense submarines. And watch him right here. He's going to look up at the referee. You know this meant up to him. Got that smile. 100. I finally got it.
Get me the ball. Well, it took him 6 games after number 99. Some of the others, Peyton, took him only a game, and Brown and Riggins did it in the same game. And this was number 1 as a rookie in 1982.
Line of scrimmage. Is their offensive line able to push a great defense back down in here?
Marcus Allen walks in for the touchdown. Oh, my. That was kind of a casual oh, my. That was his first, as we called it, against San Francisco, and his former head coach with the Raiders, Art Shell. You know, despite what you might have read in the newspapers, there wasn't a lot of animosity between those two men. There was anger other places, and that will be a ball that will find a special place for a man who has scored 2 touchdowns this year and 122 overall in his great career, but the 100th rushing.
Dick, I must say, in 13 years, your old my has not aged one bit. It's still good.
Still works, huh? What else can you say in moments like that? This is Glenn Milburn. Tracy Rogers welcomes him at the 28-yard line, a 22-yard return. And speaking of returns, this Thursday, Frasier's return. Must-see TV Thursday in a special Emmy-winning episode. Your favorite must-see comedy hits plus a special Thursday Frasier coming at you, NBC on Thursday.
And folks, there was one other thing that Enberg said after that play, that first touchdown of Marcus Allen. He said, a star is born.
Well, he ran for over 100 yards in that game and was making moves that even some veteran NFL folks hadn't seen for some time.
Well, look at that snow and ice sticking to the players' helmets, and Denver in a tough situation right now with the ball.
Remember, Elway couldn't throw it well at all the second quarter. Davis trying to skid around the corner and gains out to the 32-yard line, a pickup of almost 4. Tracy Simeon made the tackle. In fact, it was a fumble by Elway that led to the second touchdown in the lead for Kansas City, and then Elway in the 2-minute drill was throwing a lot of end over ends.
But in order for Denver to really get back in this ball game, they're only down 14, but to get back in, he has to throw the football. They can't be content running the ball against Kansas City.
If he can't throw, do you go to a Hugh Millen, somebody that can grip it better, or is it impossible?
I think John, somewhere he's done it. He's played in enough wet games and situations like this. He's going to find a way to somehow maneuver that football around the field and make some plays.
Davis with an extra effort gets it out to the 35, 3 yards short of a first down.
But I think a situation like this they're ahead now, Kansas City. They know John Elway struggled throwing the football, and that should give your defense a lot of emotion and confidence to go after him and be more aggressive because they've struggled.
Miller left and McCaffrey right. Elway going to run it. And gets out of bounds at the Kansas City bench with a first down. Fans want a penalty. But anytime a player of the home team goes off the field and there's an injured well away from the play, Aaron Craver the opposite way direction from the play is down.
Look at Elway. Elway on his right hand is now wearing a glove, which is unusual for Elway. He's got a glove on his hand, on his throwing hand, and maybe that's going to be the thing that's going to determine. But that was a good play.
First down as they attend to Craver of the Broncos. 8:11 remaining in the third. We awakened this morning at 7:30. Blue skies. There wasn't a cloud to be seen. That's how quickly the storms can come into this area as they are doing some work on the yard lines. Snow continues to accumulate. Those are the gentlemen behind the play. It's a first down. 8:10 left in the third quarter. 21-7 Kansas City. Elway got a first down on the scramble. Elway with a glove on his throwing hand. This is Terrell Davis with a blocker. And Davis out to the 50-yard line. First down. 12 more for the rookie. There's the right hand of John Elway.
Yeah, you know, and I tell you what, in my last couple years in rain, when we had heavy rainstorms in practice, I tried these gloves that have a little stick-em to them in those situations, and it worked. I threw the ball much better because of that glove. So it'll be interesting to see if it helps John throwing the ball down the field.
Yet to try a pass here in the second half after his troubles in the first. Hands it off inside. That's Aaron Craver, who went off the field, been shaken up, throwing a block on the Elway scramble for first down, but apparently all right. Using him more and more is Mike Shanahan. Craver's a 220-pounder, played at Fresno State. 2nd and 8. As you see the other scores of the day go by. 2 turnovers. Kansas City and Schottenheimer especially a master at taking the ball away and yet protecting it when it's in your possession. McCaffrey in motion. Elway looking deep, scrambling, hit from behind and down on the sack. That's the first today for Kansas City. Vaughn Booker and Neil Smith were the men hawking Elway.
Vaughn Booker, number 99, is the guy that gets in Elway's face. Elway has really no place to throw because of the coverage downfield. And you see Neil Smith, Vaughn Booker coming back, bam.
You know, it's interesting watching Denver, their play selection. When they try to throw it, they're moving John Elway, trying to make the throwing distance shorter, something he can handle where the ball won't get away from him.
3rd and 9. And Elway looks like a quarterback draw, and then he throws to McCaffrey. What a catch! And that slide counts. No contact from the defense. First down at the 36-yard line. Quite a play by the former Giant.
Well, this kind of shows me what John Elway, what he's thinking. He doesn't really get any pressure where he has to step up and move like this. He's looking to run before throw, but he sees he has to get rid of it. Eddie McCaffrey makes a good catch.
A flag down. It looked as if that was designed as a run, and at the last minute Elway threw it. Was there someone downfield? Yep. Well, Red Cashin's microphone has bitten the snow, not the dust.
Well, if Elway was going to run, Joe Phillips, number 75, was in his face getting ready to make the tackle. So then he knew he had to throw the football. 75 is Joe Phillips. He's right over the guard. Now he's going to move back to the outside. He sees Elway go. Elway, he pushes off. Then Phillips is right there. He makes the hit, but that is a nice play.
Well, I don't know what the call was there because I couldn't hear Red Cashin, but it sure didn't look like any penalty right there against Brian Habib.
3rd down and 13. Instead of a first down, Elway gets good money on that one, but it's intercepted. No. Dale Carter diving in front of Vance Johnson, and Carter, who had an interception earlier in the game, nearly another.
That was a pretty good pass by Elway, though, Phil. I mean, Carter played it extremely well.
That'll sure make him feel better. He knows that Vance Johnson has a little step on him. John throws a line drive pass, and Dale Carter looks back just in time to make a play on it. A little too much pressure by the defensive line. Joe Phillips again in there. Not have to go over and change that glove when he goes to the sideline now.
Boy, Carter made the Pro Bowl last year. The way we've seen him cover this year, he seems blocked to go again. Ruin, end over end. Vanover isn't going to touch it. And lets it roll inside the 10. Slides dead in the ice at the 9. You're watching the NFL on NBC. Signature to Marty Schottenheimer's teams. That's it. Turnovers. He's a +2 today. He's a +10 for the year. And since he came to Kansas City, since 1990, 87 on the plus side turnovers. Pittsburgh at 39 is in second place, a distant second. And here's Marty reminding the players, even in the warm-up today, this is back at 1:30. going at the ball, reminding his players, hang on to it, and in turn, you try to get it away. At the 9-yard line, Marcus Allen running freely, and not across the 25-yard line, a first down. 17 yards, pretty good blocking.
This offensive line, boy, you hit it right on the head. This offensive line, look at the hole. Marcus is in no hurry. He's just waiting for the blocks. They're just blocking all along the line of scrimmage. In that hole, he doesn't get hit until he gets hit by his own man.
Excellent job right there by Jeff Criswell and Will Shields. And that's what separates this offense from other so-called West Coast offenses. It's physical. They will run the ball straight at you.
Davis in motion. Allen, the long running back. And another big hole up the middle. And just squeezing his way through is Allen out to the 35-yard line. A gain of about 9 more. He's working on a 100-yard game. 88 yards for Allen.
Well, you see the Denver defense is trying to penetrate. That's what they want to do. They can't get through there quick enough. Michael Dean Perry not able to get off his block and make the tackle. And Marcus Allen running hard and straight ahead and making positive gains every time.
You know, it's almost like Marcus Allen doesn't look at the ball. He knows that Bono's going to put it in his stomach.
Yeah.
What he is doing is look, as soon as that ball is snapped, he is looking at the hole.
It's like quarterbacks. Look for the hole down the field. Don't look at the receivers.
4.5 minutes left in the third. Barely able to beat the time clock here. And Allen on 2nd and 1 has the first down across the 35-yard line. Allen Aldridge with a tackle. Good news for Denver. Steve Atwater has returned, number 27, back in at safety for the Broncos. Had a shoulder problem late in the first half.
Well, we'll see how he's doing pretty quick here. It looks like everybody knows Kansas City's going to come out and run this ball at you right now. And Steve Atwater, Denver loves to get him up in there to participate against the run. And we'll see how he's feeling if he's able to get up in there and make a good hit.
And in these conditions, Denver, trailing by 2 touchdowns, has to be thinking turnover. They need a big hit and a loose ball. And they wrestle at it, but they stop him after a 1-yard gain. Michael Dean Perry, number 95, off the bottom of the pile. So the prediction, it was hard for us to believe when we arrived on Friday, 75 degrees, and it was that again yesterday, blue skies, but they said Sunday 1 to 2 feet in the mountains and up to 12 inches of snow here in Denver for Sunday.
That's what I like. They said 1 to 2 feet, not inches, and I have to admit the weatherman for out here was right this time.
Second and 9. Anders in the backfield. Allen into the pass pattern. They throw underneath to Anders, their leading receiver this year, and he has another first down across the 45. Let's go to New York for this update.
All right, Dick, at Oakland, the Raiders combo of Vince Evans and Quadri Ishmael is hooked up for the 2nd time today for a touchdown, but watch the catch. Rocket Ishmael with the catch for a 73-yard touchdown. And the Oakland Raiders lead the Colts 27-17 late in the 3rd quarter, Dick.
All right, Greg, and Vince Evans, the ageless one at age 40, leading the way for the Raiders. And here another ageless veteran, 35-year-old Marcus Allen in the snow. Takes the handoff, first down, and Allen Aldridge captures him for a yard loss.
Now, Dick, in his second half with Bono, he's thrown the ball 4 times. He's completed 3 for 19 yards. So that one was a 10-yard pass play. So he had 2 out of 3 for only 9 yards. But that's control.
Absolutely. And every one of them's coming off of some type of play-action fake, Paul. And the success they've had running the football on first downs is setting up those easy completions for Bono. And I would think they're going to continue that trend of doing most of their passing off of play-action fakes.
2nd and 11. Marcus in motion. Fake to Anders. They're looking for Elam, and they go underneath. Almost intercepted by Braxton. Tyrone Braxton had his eyes set on that one all the way. Danon Hughes, the intended receiver, and Braxton very close to the turnover that Denver desperately needs.
Braxton 3 hits, offensive receivers none. This is the 3rd one for Braxton. I mean, he did 2 in the first half, and here's 1 here in the 3rd period.
Really not a good decision by Bono. You're leading by 2 touchdowns, and you take a chance like that thrown across your body in the snow, and really the ball should have been intercepted.
This is a good weather day for a guy from North Dakota State. Triple right, and then handoff to Leroy Thompson, and Simon Fletcher not fooled a bit. Atwater there to help out. So the drive stalls at the 45-yard line on Kansas City's half of the field, and in comes Aguiar.
That's a good call, though, first of all, because the play before the clock had stopped. They want to get this clock moving. Now they're getting inside. They'll be inside of a minute when Denver gets the ball in the third period. It was a good call. If you break it, fine. If you don't.
Fifth punt by Aguiar, averaging 46 to lead the NFL coming in. Milburn stands at his 15. Short dime kick toward the sidelines, and takes a Kansas City roll. Barely. that was maybe a bagel, not a roll. Timeout. The third period, Kansas City leading by 2 touchdowns. One of the unrestricted free agents from Washington, selected by Denver, Mark Schlereth, and he certainly is more than a number. Affectionately earned the tag Stinky while he was with the Redskins. He's the only NFL player that is a product of the state of Alaska. Played his high school ball in Anchorage, and then on a scholarship to the University of Idaho, and made the Pro Bowl in 1991 with Washington. The Stinky comes from the fact that his sister, who taught in an Eskimo school, said that they have a real delicacy there where they cut off the heads of salmon. They bury them in the sand for 5 to 6 weeks, and then they eat them raw, and they call them stink heads.
Boy, I'll tell you, that and the cold blood would be really good about now. I just couldn't wait to have that.
So Stinky in there at left guard, number 69, and blocking for Davis, who protects the ball out to the 20-yard line, a 5-yard gain. How'd old Stinky do on that one, Paul?
He got trailer 94. Trailer's in there. Here comes Stinky 69. Watch this. The blocking is absolutely super. Takes the trailer right on by the hole. Nice play.
So the key is to get your hands up around the nose of the defender.
That always helps.
Yeah, you know, a face mask is good there, and especially if you put that oil from that salmon head on your body, they kind of stay away from you.
Final seconds of the third quarter. Snow humor continues, and that's really snow humor, I guess, after these messages from your local station.
For the private use of our audience, any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the NFL is prohibited.
And then you explain to your wife why you waited till the end of the game. You don't want to miss a play, and you left the lights on in the parking lot. 2nd and 5 for Elway. Gets out of the tackle. Anyone open? Doesn't get away this time. Neil Smith with his 5th sack of the season. May have gotten a piece of the other one earlier in this half.
Elway just waited too long. He's trying to make something happen, and this is where mistakes come up. Elway should have thrown the ball away or just take off and run with the ball. Look at the time that Elway has the ball, and Neil Smith is from all the way from the other side. He is blocked, but Neil Smith keeps coming, and here's where mistakes happen. When you wait that long and hold that ball that long.
6-yard loss, and Neil said, hey, I'd play his game 2 of the series. Elway again, lots of time. No one there open, and covered well by Anthony Davis. Was the intended receiver, Terrell Davis, and here comes a flag. A late flag thrown, and perhaps Davis, in the judgment of the official there, too soon.
Well, both guys are going for the ball. Anthony Davis, now, did he hold him before? This is an automatic first down. You know, Terrell Davis is going against Anthony Davis.
And have you lip read?
Oh, yeah, I'll do that. Hold on. First down.
Well, the all-22 right here is you're going to see him come out of the backfield, and you're going to see the tight coverage and beat line. But look down the field, all the receivers, everybody's covered, and John Elway really has nowhere to go with the football, and that's one of the reasons why we almost have this turnover. But right there you can see, hits him before the ball gets there. Davis is just a little too early.
Watch a break for Denver. They get a first down on that short pass. Now over the middle complete to Ed McCaffrey, who has caught 16 coming in. Fifth-year man from Stanford, an unrestricted free agent. Actually played at San Francisco last year. Was a member of your Giant Super Bowl team.
A good receiver over the middle, and he's earned a nickname out here, and he wasn't too fond of it, Forrest Gump. They all make fun of Eddie, run, Forrest, run, when he's running down the field. But Eddie has good speed and has been a good receiver over his career so far in the NFL.
He's got that compass gait where he's running north-south, but the legs are going east-west. Terrell Davis, short yardage on second down. It'll bring up about 3rd and 4. Joe Phillips using his 310 pounds to make the stop.
Now this is a defense that Kansas City started at the beginning of the game before the snow and everything was coming. 4 down linemen and using Thomas as a down lineman. 1 linebacker, Davis, and then 6 defensive backs. And they've basically stayed with that, Phil, this entire ball game, and it works.
It really has worked. What it does, Paul, is just giving them speed. And the other thing they're doing, they're not changing their defensive coverage. It's the same coverage almost every single snap.
Shotgun, Elway, complete to Shannon Sharpe, and a first down at the 33-yard line.
John Elway, that glove in this second half, and one thing he's done, I think he's got a little more confidence throwing it down the field right here. Shannon Sharpe is just going to hook it to the outside. Well, it's not real pretty, but at least it's getting down there and they're catching it.
Good catch by Sharpe under the conditions.
Are your lips getting a little cold?
Just a little.
Elway stays with the shotgun and gives to Davis. Fumbles the ball, and it's kicked right back into his grasp. It was going forward to Neil Smith, and Smith about to scoop it up, and Vaughn Booker 99, and Booker knocked it right back into Davis's mitts. What's this?
This is a great break. Booker here, and look at this. Right back into your hand. You know, you got to get a little lucky. But, you know, I got a feeling that the Chiefs wouldn't mind if Denver goes down and uses about a 10 or 12-minute drive and score a touchdown. It wouldn't bother him.
Former Bronco Keith Traylor, 94, made the tackle, and Elway picks up his own fumble and then is tackled by Vaughn Booker. And Booker acting as though the snow's getting to him there.
Vaughn Booker, he's eating some of those snowballs, those little ice balls he's got to. Look at Vaughn Booker. I mean, the reason you get this sack, Vaughn, is your hustle. That's number 1. And number 2, the ball is dropped, and you get to Elway. You didn't stop.
That's right, and you got to give the right tackle, Broderick Thompson. He's expecting Elway to be back behind him. The defensive player makes a move inside, let him go. You know, John's not supposed to be there.
3rd and call it 15. Wide open is Aaron Craver, and Craver fights for what might be a first down. Let's see where they mark it at the 42.5. It'll be very close, shy about a half yard of a first down. Brian Washington made the tackle.
11:29 and counting. You've got to go for it. I mean, they haven't been able to do much at all, and to punt the ball back to Kansas City now, with Kansas City running the football, taking 3 or 4 minutes off the clock, being down by 14 points, you have to go.
You go under center here then on 4th and less than a yard.
I think you go under center and you let Elway take the ball. You can't afford to have a mishap. He's got to call timeout.
He ran out of time. It was down to about 4 seconds on the play clock. A crucial play coming up for Denver.
NBC is brought to you by Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Dr. Pepper is just what the doctor ordered. By the newly restyled Toyota Corolla, we're looking forward to tomorrow. By Hewlett-Packard Printers, HP's print quality brings your home and business documents to life. And by Red Dog Beer, bold yet smooth, unusually easy to drink. You are your own dog.
We return at a critical juncture with 11 minutes left in the game, and down by 2 touchdowns. Mike Shanahan going for it, 4th and a yard at his own 43. Breaking through the middle is Aaron Craver for a first down across midfield to the Kansas City 48. 8 yards, and Craver stumbling, shushing his way, if you will. Had only 1 man to beat.
Oh, Davis gets an excellent block up into the hole. Craver just stumbling down. But I'm going to tell you something. The footing has been super in this game, Dick. They've had problems throwing the football, catching the ball, but actually running the football, these guys have not had much of a problem.
They spotted at the Kansas City 49, and Elway goes back on first down into the shotgun. has another sack. The 4th Kansas City sack today.
All right, Phil. Now you talked about the advantages of the shotgun, the disadvantages of the shotgun with the offensive line.
Well, no question. We talked to Mark Schlereth yesterday, and he says the big problem is the defensive linemen know that John Elway is always going to be standing about 7 yards deep behind the center. They know what to shoot for, and that's why as the game goes along, it gets harder to protect the quarterback in those kind of situations.
Roderick Thompson, the tackle, with his hands full, trying to stop Neil Smith. 2nd and 18. Elway, Smith chasing him. So is Traylor. Gets it to Vance Johnson, the veteran of the Three Amigos, with a catch on the sidelines and a first down inside the Kansas City 40.
This is what John Elway does so well, and this is what Marty Schottenheimer said we don't want to happen. Don't let him step up. When he moves, he's looking to throw the ball down the field. Does a good job of getting it outside to Vance Johnson. Hey, I think the glove is working for John Elway in the second half.
Might work too next game.
Vance Johnson back healthy and enjoying himself, he said, more than ever. Elway to Craver. Craver fell down and was in contact with Vaughn Booker, but there was no whistle, and Red Cashin, after hearing Booker's argument, says, you're right. Got a little ice in my bubble there in my whistle, and it's play down at the 40-yard line.
Well,
loss of 3.
He looked at the umpire. Look at the back judge, Charles Stewart, or the line judge, and he said, did you blow the whistle? Because I didn't. Rick Cashin couldn't blow it, I don't think.
2nd down, 13. Anthony Miller to the left, and Johnson to the right. McCaffrey slotted right. Good protection this time. Now Elway's throw. Complete to Miller. First down. Inside the 25.
What a job of that offensive line. Giving him so much time to look all over the field and find the open receiver. Here you see Anthony Miller going down the field. Good coverage by James Hasty, but John Elway just has too much time. You can't cover receivers down the field that long.
One of the things that I just saw the defensive linemen do, they try to do a deal in the line. You don't have that much time with Elway to make a deal. What these 4 guys have to do is line up and just come straight up field.
They mark it right at the 25-yard line. 8:38 remaining in the 4th quarter. 21-7 Kansas City. Fake to Craver. Elway going for 6 to Johnson, and Johnson held up. Elway thought he was going to continue. Dale Carter on the coverage once again.
Dale Carter is playing a wonderful football game. He is just on receivers like glue.
Yeah, he is, and it's a good job here. Again, you see him against Vance Johnson. Again, it takes John a long time. He does the play-action fake. Dale Carter sees the fake, stays with him, keeps those hands on him, wants to know where that receiver is.
What happened to the illegal chuck? That rule doesn't apply today?
That was just touching. That wasn't chucking.
Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me.
2nd down and 10 from the Kansas City 25. A long drive for the Broncos. Underneath. And Craver caught by Carter. Another good play defensively by Carter as he allows only about a 2-yard gain.
All right, now that time the Kansas City Chiefs sent a blitz. They sent Anthony Davis up the middle on delayed blitz. But the thing that was confusing me was Craver and Vance Johnson were both in the same spot when the ball was thrown.
Yeah, I think it was a screen, and they were trying to get Vance Johnson to block right there. And Paul, we could see it. If he gets past those 2 people right there, Vance Johnson get a block, there's not another defender on Kansas City even in the area.
McCaffrey threw it behind his receiver, and Mark Collins there to make sure. So 4th and 8. A field goal, and that's the 7:47 mark, just doesn't do it for Mike Shanahan. He has to go for it 4th and long.
And one thing that the Denver Broncos now, Dick, have to contend with is the last 2 plays in a row. They've sent Davis, the linebacker, and a defensive back. They're sending 6 people. They're blitzing Elway. And to me, that is always the best way to defend against this hurry-up shotgun offense.
Right, get in his face. That's what they did those last 2 plays. It'll be interesting to see right here where they play it safe or send the linebackers again.
Safe.
Good time for Elway. The pass intercepted by Carter. No flag down, and Carter has his 2nd today and out of bounds at the Denver bench at around the 35-yard line. 31-yard return by Dale Carter, and he has had back-to-back weeks, last week and this, an all-pro fortnight. While the snow falls in Denver, Dennis Martinez and Tom Glavine getting ready for game 2. We'll switch you immediately at the conclusion of this game down for the World Series coverage. Dale Carter, with his second interception of the game, has given Kansas City the ball at the 35-yard line. And that's where Marcus Allen goes to work. And Allen, looking for a 100-yard day in this snow, has 10 yards on that carry and a first down. And that is 100 yards for Marcus Allen. Let's go back to the interception by Carter. We thought he got away with a push.
Well, he pushes here. That's okay. Takes his head up. Here's the push right there. He pushes Vance Johnson away. Then he pushes him again and then makes the interception. You can see Vance Johnson. He turns. He looks at the official. What do I have to do?
Well, that was a snow call, perhaps. You allow a little extra to go on, but he definitely, that would be a flag in most games, wouldn't it?
I would think so.
Denver's hopes on this Sunday as Marcus Allen running as if the weather conditions were perfect for a guy from San Diego, California, and Southern California.
This is impressive. Of course, everybody knows Kansas City's going to run in. They're still getting yardage, but I never forget last week we were talking to Marty Schottenheimer and the coaches for Kansas City in tough situations, and today in this climate, Marty was probably worried about turnovers, so that's one of the reasons why we've seen Marcus Allen so much, and Greg Hill didn't get in game except for a couple carries.
Well, we showed that Kansas City has just dominated that turnover table. No team even close in the 90, and he's a +3 today. 2nd and 1. Total, and he's just eating up chunks here, about 10 a bite.
Denver says he fumbled the ball. But you know, the thing about it is, you know, you talk about Marcus Allen, you talk about all these guys, Bono throwing the ball, the guys catching the ball, but this offensive line of the Kansas City Chiefs, they've had their way all day long. And the defensive line, they've done a great job getting in Elway's face and making him throw bad passes.
First 100-yard game of this season for Marcus Allen. He's well over that.
Okay, go to.
He started today actually 1 yard behind Greg Hill for the club lead, 3:11 for Hill, and now has 23 100-yard games. Barry Sanders with Thurman Thomas, Emmitt Smith ahead of him, injured Chief on the play.
And that's Marcus Allen. He started walking off, and they came out to him.
Do you want to go, John?
They taking a blow around the helmet, a little woozy, starry-eyed Allen, as Kansas City looking to go 7-1. Boy, this weather rougher than 7th grade arithmetic right now. 21-7.
That's the best 3 years of my life was 7th grade.
And Kansas City dominating 5.5 minutes to play. Marcus Allen helped off the field, and Greg Hill has replaced him. And here's the second-year man from A&M, burrowing his way to the 31-yard line, a gain of 4. Marcus with a brilliant day, his 100th career rushing touchdown, and over, well, 122 yards rushing for Allen, one of the stars, along with Dale Carter on defense for Kansas City.
And, you know, again, the offensive line, what a great job they did. But when they hand him the ball back there 7 yards deep, Phil, he makes it look so easy. He glides.
It's one of the reasons why he's been doing it for 13 years.
He's an old man.
That's what Greg Hill said. Yeah, he's an old man. I can't believe he's still playing.
And here is Hill. Grew up in Dallas, Texas, and Greg Hill said, I was meant to play football from the day I first saw life. He said, my grandmother brought in a Dallas Cowboy pennant and draped it over the little plastic cribs they have in the nursery in the hospital. He said, folks looked in to see little Greg just born already. There was the Cowboy pennant. He said, you want to, it's just not me and my family. He said, all my family knows football. I bet they're fun to be around, like Thanksgiving when Kansas City goes to Dallas, huh?
He said 22 tickets, no more. That's all I'm getting.
3rd and 3. Hill. No. Bono keeps it. Fletcher chases him. And look at that Bono outrun Fletcher. He is right at the yardsticks. Close to another first down. Bono, the Elroy Hirsch of 1995. He's galloped for 76 yards for a touchdown against Arizona. He scored on a 1-yard run today. He has 3 rushing touchdowns in 1/2 a season, had 2 in a 10-year career. It is a first down. Here's a man I have tremendous admiration for. Here's someone who literally had accepted the fact that no one in the National Football League thought he was good enough to play. He had started his stock brokerage training with Merrill Lynch, was on his way to New York for training. And here he is at 33, about to lead his team to the best record in the NFL this season. That was with a bye, 6-1. First down, draws a traffic. Let me go back and just underline that story a bit. He was picked in the 6th round by Minnesota. Didn't play much. Then Pittsburgh used him. Went in the strike season. It took a strike in '87 for him to get to play. He was a replacement player. We'll finish the Bono saga when we return. 3.5 left.
Coverage of the NFL on NBC. A key battle in the AFC East. Jim Kelly and the Bills take on the Miami Dolphins. The Cleveland Browns battle touchdown king Carl Pickens and the Bengals. All regional action. The NFL on NBC. Made in America, played in America. Next Sunday.
Weather conditions to test the spirit of even the best of Bronco fans, and a few remain with 3:32 left, and Kansas City with the ball and a 14-point advantage. This is 2nd down and 8. And Davis hit hard, pushed back, lurches forward inside the 20-yard line. And back to Bono. In 1989, Pittsburgh let him go, put him out on plan B. Anyone who wants him can take him. Just call Bono. Well, no one did. So he started the stock brokerage training. But there, you know what? You won't believe this. There's more to the story.
Give us that mini-series. Lay it on us.
This is like Roots, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
In '89, he said he was about to go to New York, and the phone finally rang. It was Bill Walsh in San Francisco. They had Young in Montana, and Kevin Sweeney, a rookie from Washington State, said, "We want you to just come out and make it tough on Sweeney." And Bono did. He won the 3rd-string job, 5 years in San Francisco. Finally, a big money contract. Here he is in Kansas City as their starter. So I guess there is a moral to all that. That you know, even when you look for another occupation, that if you've got the skills, somebody, and in this case, I guess Walsh was a genius to see the potential in Bono.
And one thing about it too, Phil, and you know you've had a lot of backup guys behind you, is patience and knowing what your role is. And this man was extremely patient.
Yeah, he was really a terrific backup because he never caused any waves. He always worked with the starting quarterback, and that's important in this business. Paul, we know if you got so-called 2 starters, what you really have is no starters, and he did a good job with that.
All right, here's a 4th down and about 2.5, closer to 3 yards. Greg Hill doesn't get it as Steve Atwater and Alan Aldridge team up on the tackle, and Denver takes over on downs.
Now you wonder why they don't kick a field goal in that position, because they're only up by 14 points. Well, there's 2 minutes and 33 seconds to go. First of all, they're kicking into the wind. That's number 1. Too many things can happen on the exchange. And a block, yeah, and they get a quick touchdown. Make them go the entire distance of the field.
James Jones hooked up there with one of the
Danon Hughes, number 83.
I thought that was a 63 going after James Jones, but the little wide receiver is saying he wants to have some extra activity.
I think it's the snow. It's affecting his decision-making out there, picking on big guys.
So Elway with the magic man, they call him here in Denver, but it'll really take some terrific stuff for him to pull this one out. Terrell Davis fighting his way out to the 30-yard line, and a first down. 2:20, 2:19. Broncos do not have any timeouts. Very loose, deep defense for Kansas City. Elway twists away, throws for Davis, incomplete. covered by Anthony Davis. Terrell Davis by Anthony Davis, and it was Keith Traylor making life tough for Elway before he threw. 2-minute timeout. 2 minutes of this game in Mile High Stadium under snowy, wet, cold, icy conditions from the opening bell. Dick Enberg with Phil Simms and Paul McGuire. It's been a tough day for the Broncos off 2 outstanding wins. The turnovers crucial. 3 turnovers by Denver. Kansas City has capitalized as you see the battle of quarterbacks. Bono throwing the ball much more accurately. Elway having a miserable time throwing accurate passes in the first half, wearing a glove in the second half. Now in a desperate condition. No timeouts left. Throws to Davis. Davis works the sidelines and stops the clock as he crosses the 35-yard line. And we welcome those of you who have joined us looking for Game 2 of the World Series. And as at the conclusion of this game in Denver, we will indeed go to Atlanta for Game 2. Tom Glavine for the Braves. Dennis Martinez, who clinched it against Seattle, will be on the mound for the Cleveland Indians. 7:27 first pitch. So the way this is going and no timeouts left for Denver, we should get there in time for that first pitch of the game. Craver leaves no one in the backfield now for Elway, who throws a wobbler incomplete to Anthony Miller. That'll bring up 3rd down and about 6. They'll make that closer to 5.
Boy, Elway had a terrible time in the first half of this ball game trying to throw this football. Philly just, I mean, right before the half ended, I mean, it just looked like he never played before. He couldn't get a ball thrown straight for about 4 yards. And here it is now 4th down. They're going to go for it, which they have to do. But he had a terrible time. Then he came back out in the second half and put a glove on, threw the ball much better.
Well, might have learned something today, getting these conditions again. He'll start the game out with those gloves on and maybe get a practice in with them, and it should help him in these kind of conditions.
Over the middle, complete, but not enough for a first down. As Aaron Craver tackled by the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Chiefs take over on downs and can now celebrate a 7-1 start, their best since their Super Bowl IV victorious season under Hank Stram in '69. And with Dallas enjoying a bye week, 7-1 represents the best record in the National Football League.
And that really speaks a lot for Marty Schottenheimer. We met with him last week. He said, last year I did such a terrible job of coaching. He actually said he might have eased up on the players a little because of the salary cap, those kind of situations. He didn't want anybody to get hurt. This year he went back, tough practices, doing things his way. And usually in this league, when you do them your way, that's when you have your most success.
Denver without a timeout, so it's just a couple 3 kneel downs for Steve Bono. Bono, who threw for 1 touchdown pass and ran for another. Marcus Allen with his 100th career rushing touchdown. Lots of reasons for the Kansas City boys to celebrate tonight.
The nice part about this, any nicks and bruises that they got in this ball game, guys that were hurt from before, they've got a bye coming up. And man, what a time to have it right in the middle of the season. Get all your people ready and go to the second half of the season. This is a good football team.
They really are. The key is, Paul, and you said it, they really got almost all the players they had from last year. They didn't lose free agent players, and then they added Tamarick Vanover, James Hasty, 2 outstanding players. That's why they're 7-1.
And the Denver jinx for Marty Schottenheimer perhaps will be buried now after a win last year. Montana in the final seconds throwing the touchdown pass to Davis, and then the win today. And Marcus Allen with 122 yards rushing. First Kansas City back to rush for 100 yards here in Denver since Ed Podolak 21 years ago. 21-7, 1 more kneel down by Bono, and Kansas City goes home not only fortifying their position atop the Western Division of the AFC, but they are unbeaten in a division that has every other team with at least 2 losses. In the snow, the Kansas City Chiefs on a day that figured to be Denver's weather opportunity. It's Marty Schottenheimer and his Chiefs who go home victorious.